This transfer case shift cable is for anyone with a 2007 to 2018 JK that are looking to replace your factory shift cable for that transfer case with one that, for all intents and purposes, is going to be OEM but doesn't come with that Mopar pricing. This is going to be a part that is a 3 out of 3 wrenches for the installation. You do have to pull the center console out of the Jeep. There is going to be quite a bit of disassembly in order to get to this piece and swap it out, but we will show you how to do that in just a second. So if you are looking to replace your factory transfer case shift cable, you can of course go to a dealership. You can order one from Mopar, and what you're going to get out of the box is essentially the same thing that I have in front of me here, but it's just going to be a little bit more expensive. So if you're looking for something that is OEM style, it is going to look, function, fit just like that factory piece would have, but to save a couple of dollars, this is going to be a great choice for you. This is going to be right around $120. So like I said, a little less expensive than going directly to a dealership for pretty much the same piece. And it is going to be a little bit of an involved installation, but we'll show you how to do it now.
Tools required for this installation are going to be some flathead screwdrivers, a 3/8 drive with an extension, an 18mm socket, a T30 Torx bit, trim panel removal tool, needle nose pliers. Optional is going to be this impact and nut driver. All right, so we've done a few things that you don't have to do in order to install your transfer case shift cable. I've removed my driver's seat. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get your center console apart. So I'm gonna put my key in the ignition, turn to the ACC mode, shift the transmission into neutral. Now after that, I'm gonna shift the transfer case into neutral as well and pull off that shift lever. So this transfer case shift lever, if you haven't pulled it off already, you may need to get on top of it and twist it. However, mine should come off pretty easily. Make sure you don't have your face in front of that. You don't want to hit yourself. All right, so with that off, we're going to put our parking brake all the way up as far as we can bring it. And we're also going to lift our center console lid. You'll see why in a second. So if I didn't do that, that would hit that. So with it up and out of the way, we can remove our center console. Put that off to the side. Now we can shift our transmission back into park and turn our key into the off position. All right, so what we're gonna do next is remove the 4 bolts securing our center console to the floor. So there's gonna be 2 on the driver's side and 2 on the passenger, 2 in the back, and then 2 in the front. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this side. And these are a T30 Torx bit bolt, and I just have that on the end of my nut driver. But while we're over here, we're also going to remove this rear section of our center console. And I'm just gonna get a non-marking trim panel removal tool just behind this piece wherever I can. And you can see there's a couple of clips there. We're just gonna disconnect our window switches and our little auxiliary light here. All right, let's get the other screws off on the other side. All right, so I'm just gonna remove this last bolt, securing our center console to the floor. All right. Then I'm gonna come around here and lift up on that center console. Just like that. We don't have to completely remove it, we just need to get up. We just need to get the center console up far enough that we can get to our transfer case cable right here on the end of our shifter. So as you can see, we are underneath the Jeep. We are going to take down this transfer case skid plate. I've got an 18mm socket on my impact. This is only on by 4 bolts. All right, now that we're underneath the Jeep with our transfer case skid plate out of the way, we can get a pair of needle nose pliers in here and just grab one of these ears and pull down on each side as even as you can, and it'll release that shift cable out of that bracket. All right, so now I'm bringing a long flathead screwdriver in, and I'm going to remove the shift cable from the transfer case end here. And I'm just gonna open up the screwdriver and slide that off, just like that. All right, now we're back on the inside and we're looking at our transfer case shift lever right here. And what we're gonna do is take this end off. I just did the same thing. Take your screwdriver and just open it up. All right. Next step is to remove our little housing block here. I think this should just slip right out, just like that. Get this shifter out of the way. Right here is the grommet where the shift cable actually runs through. So we're just going to push that through the underside, just like that. All right, in order to get our shift cable through, we're actually going to have to remove this little map holder. So I'm just going to pull it back, release those clips. All right, so with your map holder out of the way, what we're going to do is pull the shift cable out through the passenger compartment, not through the bottom. So just take your time here. Make sure that the bottom side's not getting caught up on anything. All right, my transfer case cable was hitting something on the bottom side, so I freed that up. Now I'm going to pull it the rest of the way through. Need a little pressure going up. All right. And there you have it. There is our transfer case shift cable. All right, so let's get our new shift cable into place. We're gonna do the same, but opposite of our uninstall. We're gonna slip this through underneath our trim and our dashboard and get that end into the hole in our floorboard. All right, let's go ahead and slide the rest of our cable through that grommet hole. It'll be tough to get those bigger pieces through. Just maneuver it around a little bit and you'll get it through. Let me go underneath because it feels like I'm hitting something there. So just pull this through. And here is our end here. I'm just gonna snake it back towards the area it needs to be so we can get the rest of the slack through. All right, come back over top. All right, now we're gonna get this rubber piece through that grommet hole as well, followed up by our grommet itself. Let's push that through first. Make sure it gets all the way through the hole. And then our grommet. All right, so with our shift cable through and our grommet in place, we're gonna move to get this top on. And as you see, this has a couple little ridges. You want them facing out. We're gonna slip this onto that block. All right, now we're gonna hook up our shifter. That's just gonna be right here. Make sure it seats in there nice. And we're gonna make sure that this is in neutral. So when we attach it to our transfer case, we're not gonna have any weird play. All right, so what we're gonna do next is put our orange clip over this transfer case cable here. And then we're gonna slip it into our transfer case mount right above that. And make sure it goes in there nice and even. Right there we go. All right, so one of the last steps to do is to actually connect the shift cable to your transfer case and make sure it clicks in just like that. All right, so I just wanted to show you something before we go back into the cab of the Jeep, and that's this rubber sleeve right here. And what this is for is to protect your transfer case shift cable from your transmission shift cable. So you can see we have it in the exact spot that our stock one was, and that's just gonna protect it from chafing or rubbing. All right, what we're gonna do next is make sure that our grommet is situated on our transmission tunnel and seated properly. You should feel it click in, just like that. And then we can go ahead and get our center console all put back together. All right, let's go ahead and get our carpet situated. I used a socket to actually hold up my console. Then we're gonna drop our console back into place. And I'm gonna start a couple of our Torx head screws. Do that on both sides. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this back piece back in as well. All right, let's get our map holder back into place here. All right, lastly, we're gonna bring our center console in. Again, we're gonna have to lift our armrest up. Make sure our transfer case handle goes through. Again, I'm just fixing my carpet to make sure that trim goes over top. All right, now we're gonna put our transfer case shift handle back on. I'm gonna put a little downward pressure and you can hear it click in. And then we're gonna test it out. I'm gonna make sure that we have it in neutral first. There's neutral. There's 4 low. There's neutral. Up to 4 high, right there. And then 2 wheel. Perfect. All right, now we're back underneath the Jeep. The last step underneath here is to just put our skid plate back into place. So I'm just gonna start these bolts in the front. And then get the bolts in the back. And then I'll use my impact with my 18 mil. And that's gonna wrap up my install of the transfer case shift cable for your Jeep JK. And for all things Wrangler, keep it here at ExtremeTerrain.com.